Hi my lovely people, welcome back to another fabulous fragrance video. In this video I have for you some super sexy perfumes with a dominant herbal note. Now I know many of you probably go, herbal? Sexy? Well, I'm here to tell you, my friend, herbal is sexy. Herbal notes like Davana, lavender, cypress oil, or Nargamotha. So many really fabulous herbal notes that make fragrances smell super, super sexy. If you didn't know exactly what herbal notes were and how they made fragrances smell and how they actually can make fragrances smell absolutely sexy, and you want to find out some super sexy herbal note fragrances, just keep watching. So like I said, herbal notes are, I think, largely misunderstood or not understood at all. When you say herbal, you guys, I don't mean like, don't think about rosemary, thyme and stuff like that you, and even lavender that you use in cooking or sniff like naturally. You know, in perfumery, these notes smell very different. Yes, you smell that, you know, that nature of it, but it's different. It's a different interpretation of it. Just keep that in mind. Don't let your head go to like, oh, herbal notes, ew, like what I put in the cooking. I know most of you know this. I'm just telling you so that if anybody doesn't understand it, they will know. My favorite herbal note in perfume, in perfumery, is Davana. I love fragrances with that note. The moment I see that note in a composition, I know I'm going to love it. I know it's going to be sultry. I know it's going to be sexy. Herbal notes make fragrances smell sort of sultry. I think more than sexy, that's the word that comes to my mind. Very sultry. They're very sultry. And Davana especially, beautiful. Davana is actually an herbal note that grows, herb actually, that grows in India, in that region. And it has this very sweet, kind of tea-like smell, but it's very sweet and sultry, you know, and you can pick that note out every time you smell a fragrance with that note in. I can tell immediately if it's got this sultriness. I know there's Davana in it, and I have an excellent example here I'm going to show you just in a second. And then there are herbal notes like lavender. They're very aromatic. By the way, herbal notes tend to be, you know, herbal notes like lavender especially tend to be very, very aromatic. So they just make fragrances smell absolutely aromatic and sultry and sexy and actually lasting too. I do believe that herbal notes contribute to lasting power and fragrances lingering on your skin and even projection and sillage. I really do, because I've noticed that herbal fragrances with a prominent herbal note tend to really be one of those fragrances that people can smell because they're very aromatic and they have this sultry kind of thing about it, you know. Just, it's hard to describe, you guys, in words. Also, Nargamotha, cypress oil. Unfortunately, I kept looking for the couple of fragrances that I have cypress oil in and I couldn't find them. I have like too many fragrances, but I have a lot here with Davana and lavender. I just wanted to share with you guys. They're absolutely sexy and sultry. So let's get to them right away. So the first most stunning and sultry fragrance with a very prominent herbal note that comes to my mind is this gorgeous beauty that I just added to my collection. It's of course Killian Rose Oud. This one is absolutely mind-blowing, you guys. I mean, oh, this is so strong that I can smell it over here. There's something very herbal notes give this sort of like lingering, I don't know, lingering nature to fragrances. There's like, you can almost like smell its sillage, you know, like even without being sprayed. It's kind of hard to describe, but no, it's like it gives this sort of aromatic scent trail to fragrances. I don't know. I don't know how to really explain it exactly. Now this, as I said, my favorite herbal note Davana is in this fragrance. Mwah. This fragrance is so sexy and so sultry. I'll get to the other notes later, but Davana, like I said, grows in India. It's this sort of, it's in the family of Artemisia. It's from the Artemisia family. It's like it's got this sweet sort of tea-like smell, but it's very sexy and sultry in fragrances. You find Davana mostly in like Eastern amber kind of fragrances, but you also find it in like Chypre and Fougère fragrances, you know. Yeah, this one, you guys, has rose and oud in it, as you know, but the oud is so smooth, so well blended, and it's just a beautiful oud. It's not your barnyard oud. It's not even like a oud that's that noticeable. It's there, but it's very well blended with the other sexy ones like Davana in this fragrance. And then of course there's that gorgeous lychee, the fruitiness from the lychee. Again, you can't even pick it out. It's there, the fruitiness, but you can't quite tell it's lychee, you know. It's so well blended. This is a masterpiece. This is one of the sexiest perfumes in my collection. This is your third date fragrance. This is a fragrance that men just love, women love too. My husband thinks this is a 10 out of 10. I mean, if you haven't watched my video with my husband, where he rated my current most worn fragrances, which this was one of them, he rated this 10 out of 10. He absolutely loves this. I absolutely love this. This is in my top 10 for life now. This is a must-have in your collection. It's sexy in my opinion. Oh, by the way, it also has leather, which is, ooh, you know, leather makes fragrances also like luxurious and sexy and lasting too. But then again, I think it's that well-blended mix of rose, the fruity note, lychee, the leather, the sexiness from it, and that Davana, that sexy, sultry central from Davana, and a little bit of well-blended, beautiful oud that's very clean. That's what makes this amazing. This is a 10 out of 10, top 10 for life. Absolutely sexy fragrance, huge compliment getter. This is Killian Rose Oud. So the next one that is a sexy, sexy fragrance in a very playful way is this one right here that also has Davana in it. Oh, this one is of course House of Sillage from the Sweet Atelier collection, Sweet Dreams. This one, you guys, oh, so beautiful. Absolutely stunning, very sexy. Again, it has that lingering, you know, scent nature in this one that Davana gives it, and it, you know, it leaves this scent trail. I feel like whenever there's like an herbal note, because they're very aromatic. This one has peach nectar, orange sanguine, there's Davana. I mean, so sexy right in the opening, you guys. And this has osmanthus, Indian jasmine, it's a bunch of beautiful florals, and there's a beautiful booziness from that rum that meshes so well with Davana, if you ask me. Osmanthus, I think, was a good choice for this because it goes really well with the peach nectar, because osmanthus has that sort of apricot kind of vibes about it, and a little bit of like a leather nuance too, you know, osmanthus tends to have. And then this has atlas, cedarwood, and you know, patchouli, like a very tiny bit, you can't even detect it. And it has like amber woods. It's beautiful. It's like that Davana note in here is what made this fragrance sultry, if you ask me. Really, Davana was an absolute must for this fragrance. I absolutely love it. This is also a compliment getter, not surprising to me at all. Again, one of my most worn right now. And then I have this beauty right here, of course, by my beloved fragrance house, Micallef, which I adore their fragrances. This is 20 years. This also has Davana flower in it. Ooh, this one is Also super mind-blowingly gorgeous fragrance, you guys. This has Davana flower, this has jasmine, some orange flower, I think. Also there's a little bit of fruitiness. This is very floral, but there's a fruitiness about it as well. There are some fruity notes that obviously haven't been revealed, and that Davana note really, I feel like, complements whatever the fruity notes that are in here. And then there's loads of vanilla, and there's white musk, and like a tiny bit of patchouli. Very hard to even notice that. This is so sultry, very salty, very beautiful fragrance. I love that Davana sultriness in this as well. It's a beautiful scent profile. Love this. This is Micallef 20 years. You guys, I believe they still have their, I'm not sure if they still have their Black Friday sale going on right now, but if they don't, you know that I have my discount code down in the description box. This is beautiful. 20 years by Micallef. Then I have a super strong and super sultry, long lasting, leaves a massive sillage, gorgeous, sultry, fruity, beautiful, sexy fragrance. This one's Xerjoff Muse. This one is a strong fragrance, you guys. Now, when I say that, don't take it lightly. This is one fragrance that you must always only wear in cold weather. This will choke people in warm weather because it's super massive with this projection, the sillage, the lasting power. It's a very lingering, long-lasting fragrance. I think one of the reasons is because it has that Davana in it, and it also has leather, of course, duh, right? And this one, you guys, is just, oh, this is so plummy too. There's a plum note, that juicy ripe plum in the opening. Mwah. So gorgeous. And then this has some gorgeous white florals with that plummy, juicy plum note, and leather. The leather is right in the opening, you know, it's just sexy and luxurious. And then this has that jasmine, you know, loads of white florals again in the middle as well. And then of course you have that Davana in the middle, that sexy, sultry, herbally Davana, and labdanum with a little bit of leather nuance that actually complement the actual leather note in the opening. It's got a little bit of fruitiness from that, it's, you know, raspberry in it, some amber, some vanilla hint from benzoin, and I think a little patchouli too, but again, hard to notice. This one is very strong, very sultry, like leaves like a scent trail, you guys. Okay, very strong fragrance, beautiful. I love this one. This is Xerjoff Muse. Again, check my description box. I think I have a discount code for that as well. Then I have another sexy, sultry Davana beauty here. This is Chloe Nomad Absolute. This one, you guys, is the Absolute version, not the original. I don't know if the original had Davana or not, but this one, oh, so sexy. You guys, you know, when you look at a composition, most people would be like, oh, mossy, herbal, oh, you know, that's what you would think. But guys, moss can be just actually quite sexy, like herbal notes, but not quite. But it adds this sort of beautiful, gosh, how do I put it, this I don't want to, it's not earthy, it's just moss adds this beautiful kind of, like, it enhances the herbal, like, sultriness, you know. In this fragrance in particular, it's beautiful. This one is a super aromatic fragrance because of that Davana, because of that moss in it, you know. Moss and Davana, it's just so sexy and so sultry in this fragrance. This one, again, another one that lingers and leaves like a scent trail, you know. Very sexy, very grown woman sexy, this fragrance. Very sophisticated too. This one has a very sensual dry down with that sandalwood, with a little bit of musk. You know, well, it has actually Mirabelle in the opening. It's like a fruity note. But what stands out is that beautiful herbally Davana with that sultriness and that musk that complements it. You know, Gris Dior has musk. You know how musk gives that sort of, you know, feel, and it really complements actually sexy, sultry, herbal notes like Davana. This is Chloe Nomad, absolutely stunning. I need to wear that more often. My gosh, sometimes I have like 400 plus fragrances, you guys, and then things get like pushed back, and I need to bring that forward and wear this more often because it's actually a really good fragrance. People like it. It gets compliments. Then I have one last Davana fragrance here. Then I have a lot of lavender here. I couldn't find my, you know, Nargamotha ones, you guys. I don't know. I couldn't think of which ones had Nargamotha and that I loved so much. But anyway, this, I think I only have like 1 or 2 with Nargamotha or cypriol oil. Now this one right here, Ceylon, the 2021 version, has Davana, which is what made this so sexy, so sultry. Oh, this is an ambery, sweet, fruity, herbal beauty. This has that C signature in the whole C line, Giorgio Armani C line. The signature note is of course blackcurrant with that juicy fruity burst right there in the opening. But this has that Davana with that, oh, sexiness, the sultriness. And then this has a little bit of rose, has that benzoin with the vanilla. Tiny bit of patchouli, again, you can't tell very much. So sultry, so sexy. The Davana is what made this what it is. Without Davana, I tell you guys, this wouldn't have been sexy. Not at all. And that's what made this absolutely sexy. I love this so, so much. This is Ceylon. I have the original Untones too, but I love this a lot more. And the secret is that Davana sultry, sexy note. Okay, so let's move on to my gorgeous lavender fragrances here. I have this first one, of course, right here. This one is actually also a beautiful lactonic fragrance. Ah, this is lavender. This is very aromatic, very beautiful. It's very, it's, you know, lavender is a very aromatic herb, and it mixed with that milk in this fragrance. It's kind of like smelling a hot cup of warm cup of milk with a little bit of lavender in it. That's what it smells like. It's so cozy, it's so comforting, and kind of sexy. You know, lavender is sexy, you guys. My husband finds it sexy. He thinks it smells really good. And oh, this one is so aromatic, so cozy, enveloping, comforting, cocooning, call it all those things, you know, absolutely stunning. That milk with that lavender, so gorgeous. This is Lancome Lanvendes Trianon. If I forgot to tell you what this is, I probably did. This one is beautiful. And then of course I have this beauty right here. This one is so sexy. My husband loves this. I put quite the dent into this fragrance, and I've not had this for very long. I just recently hauled it, and my husband, I wear this mainly at nighttime when I'm cuddling with my husband, having like a cozy sort of Netflix date night type of thing. This is what I tend to wear, you know, stuff like this, because I like to wear lavender fragrances at nighttime because it's very, like, again, comforting, cocooning, and also this is very sexy. So this is like a massive, massive dose of vanilla, different types of vanilla. There's vanilla, there's Madagascar vanilla, and then there's benzoin, there's tonka bean, gosh, like there's like 4 doses of vanilla in here, different types of vanilla notes that make it intensely vanilla with that gorgeous, 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 gorgeous lavender herbal note in there. So sexy, so sultry. Now the original right here is beautiful as well, but this one has more lavender and less vanilla, so it's not as sweet. And I think the combination of a large dose of vanilla with lavender made this so much more. I absolutely love it. I mean, it has other notes too, but those are what stand out. This has some like powdery florals like iris, some rose. It's just, oh, absolutely love this fragrance. My husband loves it as well. It smells super good. And of course the original is lovely as well. And then I have the actually 2 flankers of one fragrance. This is actually from the Yves Saint Laurent Libre line of fragrances. This is Libre Intense and this is Libre Le Parfum. You guys, they are both again very aromatic herbally fragrances from that lavender note. This one is more aromatic and more lavender than Le Parfum is. Le Parfum has a large, huge bucket of honey in it, so it drowns out that herbally sexiness a little bit more than this one. This one is quite beautiful. I think they're both absolutely stunning fragrances. This has some gorgeous citruses like mandarin orange and lemon or something in the opening. That citruses you can smell with the lavender. There's 2 doses of lavender here, in the opening and in the middle. And then you have, I think, a couple of doses of vanilla in this fragrance from, of course, the vanilla and the tonka bean. So that deeper vanilla scent from the tonka bean is there. It's got a little bit of ambergris, adding that a little bit of like sort of marine woody nuances to this. And then there is a little bit of, I think, vetiver and stuff too, but this is absolutely stunning. You guys, this is very similar except different. They're not, if you have this, you did need this too, because they are different, but they have similarities. The composition has similarities. There's lavender, of course, there's vanilla, of course, all that, but this also has a heightened dose of honey, and of course this also has, I think, a heightened citrus accord with that, especially that syrupy mandarin orange is very prominent in this one, in the Le Parfum. So that's the difference. But anyway, these are 2 beautiful herbal scents as well. So yeah, you guys, those are my super sexy herbal fragrances from my collection that I love the most. I have more. I didn't include, of course, all of them here. Will be here forever. I also couldn't find my cypress oil ones. I know I have a couple that I absolutely love that has cypress oil. But anyway, cypress oil or Nargamotha, Davana, lavender, these type of herbal notes are just absolutely stunning. Yeah, let me know down in the comment section what kind of herbal scents that you guys have that you absolutely love with a prominent herbal note in it, like these ones that I'm having here that I'm absolutely loving. What do you have that has like an herbal vibe? Let me know down in the comment section. I cannot wait to hear what kind of sexy, sultry herbal fragrances that I've missed out on. Yeah, share with me. I love it when you guys share with me. That's how I get to know about a lot of like hidden gems. You guys tell me about them. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, which helps me grow my channel, you guys. That's like the best way to help me, best way to support me. And then ring that notification bell right next to it so you will be notified every time I upload, so you won't miss out on any videos. Otherwise, they won't let you know. Trust me, subscribing just means absolutely nothing. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I post a lot of fabulous content. I'll see you guys in my next video.